LB checking in, man. Keep it locked in, but in between the lines with Coach Stella, you feel me? You did.
We are back between the lines with Coach Stella, season 3.
Season 3, baby.
You feel me? And we gonna get right into it. The Ellie House Games with a Z.
With a Z.
Of the week.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get us popping, Coach. Who we got first?
Man, we going like you said, we got 3 games, man. We going Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, man.
Oh, you built like that?
Man, season 3.
You built like that?
Man, you know, I like to do the season opening of week 1. I like to do it big. So Thursday night, man, we got Howland at Niles. Local rivalry. Both teams need to win for sure. Last year, both teams, I think, was 1-9. So anytime you're coming off those type of seasons, you want to get that week 1 win to give yourself some momentum, have some good vibes about yourself. So it should be interesting. I feel like it's going to be a nice environment. Week 1, rivalry game, Thursday night. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's going to be a good game. Howland don't go to school till after Labor Day, so it ain't like they kids got to get up and go to school on Friday morning. So I feel like it's going to be packed. It's going to be a nice atmosphere. And I'm excited to see the game. I'm interested to see who's going to win because, like I said, I feel like both teams need this week 1 win because they both coming off tough years last year. So
somebody's O has to go.
Somebody's O got to go. So what I did this year with the Ellie House Games of the week, bro, I got a question for each team, and then I got a coach's eye. The coach's eye is just the matchup that I'm looking at. So for the Howland Niles game, my Howland question is, can Darren Douglas and DeVay Hansu turn into a dynamic duo? DeVay had a pretty good year last year. DeVay is a good high school running back, coming back for his senior year. He's more of an in-between the tackles type of back. He got good vision, but he got a little speed on him. He can take it to the distance if you don't take his speed seriously. And then Darren. I coached Darren in basketball. Darren, athletic, dual threat type of quarterback. He ain't going to really be a pocket passer. He can make plays happen with his feet, but he can throw. He's an athlete. I feel like if they could be a dynamic duo that can give Coach Jones some nice tools in his back pocket to use to try to get a couple more wins this year. But I always tell people in football, high school football, give me 2-3 kids that can do something with the ball. When I put the ball in their hands, they can be dynamic, and then I can figure the rest of this stuff out. So if it can start with those 2, I think that'll help Coach Jones out a lot. My Niles question, is their young talent ready for the show? They lost a lot of talent, a lot of kids over the last couple of years. We was just talking about a couple of years ago when he was over there, when they had Antoine Gardner in that senior class, and I feel like they're still trying to rebuild from that. So this is it. They got a lot of young kids. Are they ready for the show? What I mean for the show is varsity football is different. You could be a gamer and all of that, but it's still different. The lights are on, the popcorn popping, the band on the field, referees, the coach that's normally cool and cracking jokes with you, he ain't cracking jokes no more. You know what I mean? So are the young kids from now going to be ready for the show? It's going to be an interesting game. It's a rivalry match, but are they going to be ready for the show, the hoopla, everything? And then the last thing, my coach's matchup I'm looking at is Howland corner Josh Jarvis versus Niles receiver Cash Carey Harton. I feel like Cash is Niles, but probably their best playmaker, definitely at receiver. And Josh is a pretty good high school cornerback. I want to say he had 2 or 3 interceptions last year. He played all the games last year, so he's coming back with a lot of experience. That's the matchup I'm looking at. I feel like whoever wins that matchup will help their team out. If you Howland, if you Josh Jarvis, if I could take their number 1 passer threat away, that just helps us out. Now we can focus on stopping the run, which makes the game easier. And if I'm Cash, if I can go make a couple big plays and open up the run game for my team and maybe get a big play early, get us in the end zone, get us feeling good about ourselves, that'll help out now. So those are the questions I'm watching for both teams. Questions I'm looking at for both teams, and that's my coach's eye matchup.
All right, for that first game at Bo Ryan Stadium, I'm just looking for the environment. Both teams undefeated.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what their records were last year.
Facts.
You know, at this time of season, every team is coming in there 0-0, optimistic, and everybody has an opportunity to do something special.
No doubt.
They slated for a Thursday night showing, so you know they one of the only shows in town to watch.
Yep.
So the environment should be electric.
Mm-hmm.
The popcorn should be good. You know, and
The schools is 7 minutes away, probably.
right. So
give or take.
You know, we got a rivalry game week 1 on a Thursday. Just the environment alone should set the stage for those guys to go out there and want to perform.
Let's see what they do, bro.
Let's see what they do.
We'll
Moving
be
right
there.
along.
Our face in the place.
The next game, Friday night.
Go ahead, give it what you wanted, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead, give it what you wanted.
Friday night, Ellie
Give it
House
what you
Game
wanted.
of the week.
That's right. Give it what you
You
wanted, bro.
already know.
Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? Every week I gotta fight to prove my love. We going to Massillon, man. We going to Massillon, man. We going to Massillon, watching Massillon host the Glenville Tar Blooders, or I like to call them the Glenville Buckeyes.
There we go.
You dig what I'm saying? Because they loaded over there.
They
You know what I'm
loaded for
saying?
sure.
That's a Power 5 pipeline
No doubt.
from both organizations. Man, Coach, what you got?
Like you said, just started off as two of the best programs in the state of Ohio. You just started off from right there, so it can't get no better than that. You got two teams with realistic goals and winning state championships, so you can check that box right there. The field go be loaded with future college football players. I would say combined, it's probably going to be all divisions, probably 30-plus future college football players, so check that off. You got two great head coaches and two great staffs. Check that off, you know what I mean? So I'm excited, man. It's probably going to be the top 1 or 2 games in the state of Ohio. You got Massillon. We know what type of atmosphere they got at Massillon. It's going to be packed. It's going to be crowded. It's the game 1 first home opener, so it's going to be geeked up. And we know if any team going to go in there not scared, not caring, and ready to roll, it's going to be Glenville with their swagger and their talent and how they roll. So it's going to be geeked up, bro. Our face going to be in the place. We're going to be in there. And I got a couple questions in Coach's Eye that I'm looking at, so I'm going to jump right into that. So this is what I feel like. As far as Glenville, did the young talent learn how to swim last year? We heard Coach Ginn say all of last year, this is the most freshmen or sophomores I ever played. I heard Coach Ginn say that in probably 4 or 5 different interviews he did with different outlets. So, which is great, and they still made it week 13, week 14, you know what I mean? So, but did they learn how to swim? We know they got talent. We know they can make plays, but did they learn how to swim? So that's the thing I'm looking at with Glenville. With Massillon, who's next? Who's next? We know in Massillon they always got headliners, top-tier type players that are good high school football players and the type of kids that go on to play college ball. You know what I mean? So who's next? I know who next, you know what I mean? But I think that's kind of the narrative around Massillon. I think people and their fans know we always got a chance to win the state championship, especially the way the program been built under Coach Nate Moore. But, you're a human. You naturally want to see who next. You know what I mean? So I'm going to tell you who next. Xavier Owens. DeJuan Owens from a couple years ago, his little brother. Deontay Malone, Jr., wide receiver in DB. He's next. Davion Floyd. We seen Davion play last year next to Mike Wright, Jr. You seen Mike Wright kind of take him underneath his wing, but kind of let us know, okay, he's probably the next one. He's a junior this year. And the kid I got my eye on, we're going to talk about here in the next segment, is Gio Jackson Jr., 6'4" wide receiver at Massillon. So that's the question around Massillon. Who's next? We know who next. We cover high school football. And in case you don't know, I just wanted to give you a couple names, but I think that's kind of the narrative around Massillon is who's next. And my coach's matchup is, you're going to love this one, bro. The Glenville wide receiver core, Paulie Sadler, Amir Lemons, Joseph Saffold, Duke Crittenden, Gary Pritchard Jr. versus the Massillon DB group, Braylon Gamble, Lennox Lemon, Deontay Malone, Trayon Williams. There's not a kid I ever said, I didn't say in either side of that ain't a Division I prospect. All 9 of them kids I just named are Division I prospects, and they're going to get a chance to go at each other. That's the matchup I definitely got my eye on. I feel like whatever side win that, Massillon secondary or Glenville's receivers, whatever way that get tilted, I feel like that'll help tilt that game. So that's what I'm looking at right there, baby.
Man, shout out to the Massillon Tigers staff, the way they host, man. We've been able to be up there.
We've been there 4 times?
4
2
times
years?
for the last 2 seasons. A lot of their big games. And man, that environment is electric. The way they handle us is always
Hospitality
is always great. So
seeing you the stats at every quarter, halftime.
Man, can't beat it.
I'm like, what is this on my phone? Oh, it's an update. Here's the stats. So they do a great job, and it's one of the best stadiums in the state of Ohio.
And the Massillon faithful, you already know how they coming. So with a big game like this, that environment, I'm just excited to be up there.
I ain't gonna lie, Glenville, Massillon can't get no better than that in the state of Ohio. Can't get no better than that in the country. So
right.
I'm sure Max Preps, I'm gonna have to go look at Max Preps to see where that's at as far as games of the week this week. But those are my questions, and that's my coach's eye. I can't wait to watch that matchup between the Glenville receivers versus the Massillon DBs. That's gonna be something special.
And we got to get there early.
You know it.
Got to get there early because it's gonna be a lit.
You know how I am. Sure. I like to be in the stadium 5:30. I like to be in the stadium 5:30. Game start at 7. I like to be in there 5:30. That's just me. I'm old school. I get too anxious. If I'm sitting around, all I'm thinking about is the game. And I ain't even coaching or playing right now. But even covering the show, you know how I am, bro. I like to get in the place early, feel the vibe, feel the atmosphere. And sometimes, more so when you're coaching, but even when we doing, you can get in that stadium, you can feel the vibes.
You can feel
pick
it.
up on some things
You
that
can feel it.
everybody don't kind of get to pick up on. So
it's a high school. It's one of those cities. It's one of those fan bases. One of those programs that the whole country.
No doubt.
Friday Night Lights.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Friday
Number
Night
one thing in Massillon is high school football.
That's it.
It'll always be like that. So we'll be there, baby.
For sure.
I'm geeked up. I can't wait.
And then that's not it.
Decided that I wanted to use it while I have it. So I started running, set little goals for myself 1 mile at a time. And every time I conquered those goals, I'd have this huge burst of self-esteem.
Running with the community is, to me, the only way to do it because it makes you want to go.
I was really gonna just do one and done, and I fell in love with running. I've run 9 or 10 marathons now, an ultra marathon, and started this running group here in Warren, so it's part of my life now.
But my main advice is to just keep going, right? Even if you have to back it down a little bit, just keep moving forward.
Race together, run together. It's a lifestyle.